This conference will now be recorded.
Alright, as usual team, you will have to log in into your system. So here I log in into my system and followed by my credential. And yesterday we were doing this foundation object, right? So we almost completed everything except for your um, this section that we have, which is a pick list. Now, what is pick list? Pick list, anything that you see into your drop down, that is known as your pick list. Like for example, the moment I log in into my system, and if I come here into your admin center, and into your admin center, you will see so into your admin center, if I come to your manage data, and if I see any of your those detail which is there, which is your pick list, which is there into the section, so we will see that your this detail is going to be there. So we have it your this section which is into your so we have it into your this section, and so here you can see it's like if I search for those detail, if you remember that we did yesterday, and so if I search for wheel here, so you will see your wheel which is coming up here, and if I open up your this any of your this detail, let's suppose if I open up your Canada, in your Canada, that your this detail that you will see here, and if I make a correction, anything which you're seeing into your drop down team, like your region and your all these detail, this is your pick list. All these detail, anything which is coming up here into the drop down, this is a pick list that you have it here. All right, so this is what you call as a pick list that you have it into your this section. So we're going to create a fresh pick list before we get down into your this pick list that I have it here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a pick list to a wheel only, and in this wheel I'm going to let's see what is coming into your wheel. If I create this wheel, oh, you can see city. Oh, okay. City, scope and region, it is already coming up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a your state into your pick list that we have it here. So here I'm going to create a state into your a wheel that we have it. So here I'm going to create two state, which is your UP, Uttar Pradesh, and then I am going to create another state, which is, let's take it as a Goa. Goa is not a state, rather. Then I'll take it your another state, which is Bihar. All right, so these two still, this is my the topic which is going to be there, and under this is going to be two pick lists which I have it here. So how would I create that? You will open up your another system. So here, if I open up your another system that we have it here, and so as usual team, which I said that any configuration that we have it here, we're going to make it into your configure object definition, which we have it. So if I come into your admin center, and into your admin center, you will see your configure object definition, and into your configure object definition, the one which we have it here, and this you will see all your configure object definition that we have it here. So I'm going to select it your your first we're going to create the pick list, but before we do that, let me show you some of the existing pick list which is coming up here. So here you can see your city which is coming, and in city you can see your Prayag and Mathura which is coming up here, right? So this is your pick list detail that we have it here. And so this is what I'm gonna, and let's see some another pick list that we have it. So here we have it your current D-frame state. So if I look at into your D-frame state, so here we have it your Punjab, Haryana and Gujarat, which is coming into your this pick list that we have it. So I'm going to create a new pick list, which is your So if I come here and select it your pick list into your this section, so this is going to give me a new pick list. So the code which I'm going to give it here, that will be your TCS state. This is a code which I'm going to give it, and this is also the name I'm going to give it here. And this is active, which is showing up here. So we have a two state. What we said, we wanted Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, right? So I'm going to put this two state here. One it is here, and if I put that into your label, this is your Uttar Pradesh, and then we also have it your another one, which is your Bihar. So I'm going to again come into your this section, and I'm going to put that into you. I'm going to remove this from here, and I'm going to put that into your Bihar, and I'm going to. So this is my TCS code, which I have it here. Well, in fact, it should be your one letter word. It should not be TCS state. So I'll select your this pick list here, and I'm going to save your this section. So if I save your this section, you will see that pick list TCS code has been created, right? So now you want this pick list into your wheel section, right? So I'm going to again select it your wheel. So once you come into your wheel, you will see your whole list is going to open up into your this section. So if I again make the correction, first section team, we have already seen how we can change the label. Then this is your field. Now in your field, we are creating a state, right? So I'm going to create it as a state. This should be your 255, and this is your pick list because we're creating a pick list here. So I'm going to create a pick list. Select your details section and select this is a pick list detail. And what is the source value? Source value is your this one, TCS state. So just copy and paste it here, and rest of the another thing, which is it should be editable. It should not be mandatory. It is okay. This is active, and this is also I'm going to call it as a state. Go ahead and save this. Once you have saved your this section, and after you have saved your this section, so you're going to just refresh your pick list detail that we have it. You will see it will automatically will take up into your this session that we have it here. So once we have saved your this detail, and you will see that your if I go ahead and refresh into your this session, so you will see your state is going to come into your this session that we have it here. So if I scroll it down, you can see this is the state that we created, right? And there was a two drop down that we created, which is a Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, right? So this is how you will create your pick list that we have it. Now let's just come to your system once again that we have it into your this session. Now what they are saying, they are saying that your client is saying they want to add this list of pick list, which is a drop down. What they're saying, they want to add a drop down, which is a pick list region into your region. This is a region, and they want to add a drop down, which is your pick list region. They want to add this line, right? So how are we going to do that? This time we're going to follow this into a reverse way. So first way, you're going to come and make correction, and you have to find it out. What is that? You have to find it out your custom string. Achha, this is a region, right? So you'll have to find it out where is region. This is scope and this is string. I'm sure team this is the region. Custom string 1, this is the region that they have it. Yes, you can see this is a region, right? So check for their your region. So pick list source code. So here you can see this is a region, they have it here. So now since you already know your pick list, so you can come here and select it your region here, which is your A B C D E F G, no P Q R. So it's going to give me the region. This is your region, and if you come here, so you can see Asia and Europe, which is coming up here. So same way here also you have Asia and Europe, right? Now we have to add this line, which is a pick list region. So how are we going to do that? We're going to come here. We're going to make a new entry, and that is on today's date. So if I proceed ahead further, you can see here this detail has come. So I'm going to add you this line, which is a pick list region. So if I select your pick list region, and if I put that here, your pick list region, and if I save this, you will see here this has saved into your this section. And if I refresh this again, you can see here the region is only coming as a pick list region has automatically started coming, right? So you can see this pick list region we have added into your region that we have it here, right? Now, second one also, it is a very similar thing. So what I have done, team, first I have shown you how you can create a fresh pick list. And then second, I have shown you how you can change the existing pick list that you have it here. Same way, you also have it your pick list scope. So in this pick list scope, you have to add this. Could you, okay. All right, sure team, I'll go a bit slow. Okay, no problem. So you have it your pick list region, and your pick list region you are seeing this is a list of value. We have to add it into your pick list scope. You have a scope here which is coming, existing one which is coming up here as a scope 1 to 3. So in your this scope which is coming up here as a 1 to 3, so what we going to do, we going to add your this session into your this drop down. Just simple understand team, what is the meaning of pick list? It means a drop down. Whatever is a drop down is going to come, that is a pick list. So we have to add this pick list scope, right? So we have to follow the reverse way. So what we're going to do, we're going to first come to your definition object. We're going to select your wheel, and we need to find out your source code. So if I select this wheel, and into your this wheel, if I come here down, and after coming into your down, if I make correction, so in your make correction, what I'm going to do, we're going to look for the scope here, right? So here you have it, your scope. So if you select your this detail, you can see the source code also, it is a scope. So let's come to your scope. So here if I come to your scope, and here you will see your scope is going to come, and in this your scope, what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert this new record that is on today's date, proceed ahead further. You can see this is only drop down which is coming up here, right? Scope 1 2 3. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add your this pick list into your source code. So here if I come, and if I add into your this section, so here you will see your pick list. If I go ahead and save this, once this record gets saved, you will come here, and if I open up here, you will see your pick list scope has started coming up here, right? So similar way team, I have shown you for legal entity. You can do the same way for business group, unit, division, location, job classification, pay range, and association, right? So you can do for all these detail that we have it here, right? Any question team on the foundation object before I get into your another workbook, which is your employment object? Any question team so far on this? Anybody has any question? Hemlata?
Yes, Ashish.
Yes.
Um,
And I have to ask you
well,
to ask you a question, right?
no, I actually have questions, but I'm thinking probably that will get answered once you go forward because there
Ah,
were other details when you were making changes. I could see other fields like parent pick list, and there were other fields. So I thought probably you'll explain us later.
okay. So which field you talking about?
Like when you were making all these changes, when you were adding the pick list and all, like for pick
Mhm.
list region, and any field, there were other fields coming too, right?
Yes.
Uh,
See, there are many.
like when you were adding the
Yes. There are
BC and
many
Bihar.
field which is coming. So see team, it will be actually difficult to explain each and every field, right? Because there are multiple field which is coming up here. So if you want to know any specific field, then you'll have to tell me. Otherwise, there are so many
Even on this page, there was on the top pick list was coming. Parent pick list was coming.
in this
So
page.
what is parent pick list?
This,
No, no, the last page that we saw. I guess it was the region page
this
itself.
one. This one.
I still don't. No, not this one.
Okay, now you can see I am only covering the point which is a mandatory option. So something which is not mandatory, I'm not covering that point. Alright, so the mandatory option, it is an important one. So you'll have to tell
So
me.
you can tell, theoretically also, right? Like what is parent pick list?
Parent means obviously, you're the root level, some
How do
whoever is the person that will be the parent, right? Just team, I have to give your credential also, right? Oh, I just completely
yes.
forgot that your credential has to be given. So I'll give it your credential positively. I'll ensure it, you get it by tomorrow. Okay, yes, coming back to your question. Yes, tell me.
So a parent pick list is something like, say, like UP, Bihar, and everything is coming under state. So could it be that pick list is state and the parent pick list is state and then pick lists
I
are the
don't
different
know. I
states?
don't know where did you see the parent, but I
Many places, like every place when you were making the changes.
let's see that here it is coming. No, it is not coming. If I come here and check your pick list, hope so it will should come here. This one,
I still don't see it.
this one.
Your screen is still not. Oh yeah,
Ah,
this one.
okay, so you can see your parent pick list. Parent pick list is nothing. If you have it some your parent pick list, it's like which you have it into your this detail and everything's like so you can have it your parent pick list and everything defined into your this section. All right. Anyway, it is not mandatory. You don't need to select any of your this section, right? So you can see all your this parent detail and everything which is coming up here. Okay, this is not a this grade and everything team, this is not a pick list, this is your PC, this is your rule actually. All right, what is this business rule? This is something which you are still yet to do. Okay, then you will see this is a rule that we have it, because if you remember we have the pick list as a scope, right? You cannot see the scope coming here. Then we have a pick list which is your what is another one, scope and region. So if I put that here as a region, you will see nothing is coming here, right? So then we have it another one as a city, right? So you cannot see city also. So this is not a pick list, this is your your what you call it, business rule is just like your PCR and schema. So if you have a business rule, then you can select, but anyway don't do that, it's not a mandatory option, so it's of no use either way. Okay, any other question, Hemlata? All right. See, this is not a mandatory option, so don't do any of your this detail. Otherwise, had it been if there was something mandatory, I'm sure this would have become as a mandatory. So it's of no use because you can see your scope. Source code is not coming into your parent pick list that we have it here, right? Okay. All right, team. So we are done with your foundation object. So similar way, it's like just the way I've done it for your foundation object. Okay, one thing more. If you remember, I told you that there is your corporate data, and then there is a country specific corporate data, right? So we have done this corporate data, and then you can see your country specific corporate data. Okay, here you cannot see any country. Here also you cannot see any country. Yeah, in this one you can see your country specific. See, this is a location. This is a location for USA. So this is a country specific corporate data model, right? This is your country specific corporate data model for France. So like this, you can see your all, whether it's a country specific or whether it is your corporate data model that they have it here. Now with this detail, I'm going to come into your, another workbook, which is your employment object. So let's see how we can go ahead and do your employment object that we have it here. And in your employment object, what we're going to do, we're going to first just come into your cover sheet. And in your cover sheet, you can see it's like, which is an Acme Wheel Corp that we have it here. So this is your Acme Wheel Corp that we have into your this session. And so Acme Wheel Corp that we have it into your this session, and into your this session that you have it here into your all these session and detail which is coming into your this section that we have it here. And apart from this, so this is a company name team. if you want to change your company, you can make changes to your company, and then when you make the changes, you also supposed to make changes to the head global headquarter, your contact detail. Then this is a TOI, which is a table of content. So you can see all your table of content into your this session, which is coming into your this detail that we have it here. Then you have it your introduction. So here you have it your all these introduction and everything which is coming into your this section. So you have it your all these introduction. Then here you have it your general info. It is the same thing that which is all these field that we have it here. Anyhow, let's just come into your biographical information. And am I moving a bit fast, team? you know this is what it happens, when you take so many batches, the perfection comes into your session, right? And you just move, keep on doing. I'll try to be slow. I can understand. Okay. Yeah, it's fine with you, right? You can understand, correct? Right. So, it just, when you take so many batches, it just happens, that what exactly has to happen, where to stop, where not to stop, right? Yes, mama. Okay, so we have a junior consultant getting trained, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted to say that, like you are going very fast, but your screen is not going that fast, and I have to like blink my eyes there. And by the time you are on the next step, I'm still understanding the last step. So, it's difficult to connect the thing that you're saying and your screen. So I hope you understand that.
Yes,
And this is very important. Whatever you are, it's also very, I guess, little confusing. So we need to really concentrate on this.
yes. So probably what I'll do, when I come into a particular screen, I'll just wait for a few seconds and then I'll start with the configuration for that. Okay, so that
Sure,
you
sure.
can
And
also
I
come.
also one more request I have. Like usually you send all the recordings during the weekend, right? Like I would really appreciate if you can send like today's recording tomorrow morning, so that before the tomorrow's session we can actually revise what we actually studied yesterday and also do the practice on the system.
Sure. So
Otherwise, you have to wait until the weekend for the recording, and then like we are coming back at that time.
the problem with recording, Hemlata, it comes to be after your session, this recording, it has to be converted into MP4. And it takes up, almost like 2 to 3 hours to convert one recording. So,
Okay.
so that is where, the issue it comes with the timing, because your session is happening from 8 to 9. After this, there is a Dubai batch which happens from your, this 9:30 to 10:30. So,
Oh, okay.
all right. So that ways, to take up a Dubai batch, it gets difficult for me to convert the video. But what I'll do, I'll try my best to convert the video and share the all the if not for other batch, at least for your batch, I'll convert it all the recording and I'll share that with you. All right.
Yeah, or you can ask the secretary to do that, like by
Yes.
when they reach
People,
office to do
no, no,
that.
they won't be having the recording, right? It is only me. You can see, right? The center is not there
Oh,
anymore.
okay. At least like these 10 days, like when we are doing the employee central, because we really need practice.
Sure.
So if you can please do that, I
No
would really
problem.
appreciate.
No problem. So what I'll
Thank
do, I will convert it and I'll send it to, and you'll not believe it. I also have a session which is combining session happening for US and UK in the morning. So
Oh
my
wow,
so
amazing.
that's what I'm, and after that I have to rush to my job. So that's what I'm saying. The timing, it becomes a bit issue for me to convert, and that's what taking so many session when the perfection comes and you start
I can
moving a
understand.
bit fast, right? So anyway, I'll try my best. I can be a bit slow. So
So thank
yeah, okay. So we have done your employee data. So no, we done with your foundation data. So we have with your employee data now, and in your employee data, Then there is your this session which is happening, which is your what you call it. So um, okay, what I was telling. Yeah, so here we have it your bio. Okay, so in your table of content team, in your employment data, you will see it is coming your biographical information, your what is your person information, all those detail which is coming into this session. Now, anybody who has not noticed the difference between the old system and where the system you have the employee central, so you can see how your employee central system it looks like, right? So it will look like this. And if you go back to into your old system and if you look at your employee file, you will see it is coming into a very weird way, right? So you can see your employment what is this employment detail, and so you can see your employment information. So you have it all these information and everything that you have it here. So you have it all these session and everything, right? So whatever you will fill team, it will show. Whatever you have not filled, what is this? Acha. Whatever you will not fill, it will not show into your this session that you have it. So this is a much better screen, right? Otherwise, as compared to your old screen that which you have it into your old system. Now why I have given you two different system team, many time people they ask me, I could have continued with everything into the same system, but then the reason I wanted to show you people, it's like how the system actually it is without employee central and how the system it is with employee central. Because with employee central it has been only launched into your 2014, right? So still there would be some client who are not on employee central and who have not upgraded their system. So that is the reason you people, to have the both the experience, I gave you two different system that you can practice on. Okay, otherwise team, you have all these things into your this system also. You can go ahead and practice everything into your this system as well. You can have it your, you can see your goal management, performance compensation, all those detail that we have done it, you also have it into your this system. It's just that I wanted you people to have the experience into your both the system. Okay, now let's coming back to your employee file. So here you have it your all your employee file and everything that we have it into your this session and everything. And so you can see your all these detail and everything that we have it here, and which is coming into your all these session and everything. So you have it your this session and detail which is into your this session and everything which is coming up here. So what is going to happen? Okay, all right. So here you can see your biographical information, right? So let's come into your biographical information. You will see that into your personal information that you have it here. So in your personal information, okay, now this here you can see your biographical information, but actually this is in bracket. You can see this is person info, right? I hope you people are able to read that. This is a person info, and in your person info, you can see this is a section, right? If you want to be double sure what this section actually it is, if you remember team where I told you people that you can make the changes to your where it is employee related data into your manage business configuration, right? So you have it your this section. So in this section person info, what your client is saying, they want to change your this detail, they want to make this mandatory. What they want to make this mandatory, they want to make this date of birth, one, it should be visible, second, it should be mandatory. So your date of birth. So if I come here into your date of birth, if I edit your this section, you will see this is not coming here as a mandatory. How you identify it is mandatory? You identify with the asterisk sign, right? So I'm going to open up your this session and I'm going to come into your admin center, and in your admin center I'm going to select your manage business configuration, and in your manage business configuration you will see your, so I have written everything team for you, your this session also and your this session also. So if by any chance that if you people do not remember, you can always refer to my note that we have it here, right? So let it open. So we are into your personal information, right? So where we have it your this person information, you can see on the left hand side it is coming here as a person info. This is a phone info, this is person info, and this is a personal info. So you have to select your person info because we have to make changes into your person info, which is your this section, right? Person info. Let me close this session also. So here that if we come here, so what they are saying, they want to make a date of birth as a mandatory. So if you want to double show, you can see this is a personal ID, this is date of birth, birth name. So this is a person ID, date of birth, birth name. So we are on the same field, right? Which is a person info. You can see label here also, which is coming up, right? So what they are saying, one, that this field, it should be visible. So my field is already visible here, right? Which is date of birth. Correct. It is already visible into your this session. Second, this should be mandatory. So what happens into your this session? So we're going to make it a mandatory. So you can see here mandatory sign is coming up here, right? So date of birth has to be mandatory. Make it yes. Come here and save this. So once you save your this session, and you will see your this detail which I have it here, it is coming up here as a mandatory, and you have it your all these mandatory section that we have it into your this detail. Then if I refresh your this session, you will see date of birth. It will come here as a mandatory option that we have it into your this session. So if I come into your this detail and into your this detail, you will see your edit session, and into your edit session, you can see your date of birth, which is, it is a coming here as a mandatory, right? So you can see we have done with your this requirement, right? Let's see some more detail. We're going to see that into your personal information. This is a personal information. So personal information is just on the top where you can see your personal information, and what your client has asked you to change, this is yes. They're saying the salutation should be used. Salutation should come into your this screen. Do we have a salutation coming here? Prefix, name, suffix, we don't have a salutation, right? So what your client is saying, salutation should come in, which should be visible, right? It should be visible here. So because we have it your salutation, so here they are saying it should be yes. So let's do that. Acha, they want this for personal info, right? So we have to come into your personal info. So if you come here into your personal info, so you will see your personal information which is coming up here. So here you have it your salutation, right? Salutation, you can see enable, make it enable. So again come here and save this. Once you save your this session team, you will see your salutation will will start appearing into your that session that you have it here. So here if I add into your this session, so here you can see it has taken up your salutation, and if I refresh your this session, hopefully salutation should start coming up here. You can see salutation has started coming up here, right? So this is what my client wanted here, right? So we are done with the 7th row also. Now let's move on to the 8th one. 8th one, what they are saying, suffix should not appear. Suffix, which is just below your salutation, this field should not appear here, right? So what we need to do, we need to, can somebody tell me what should we do, Hemlata?
Yes, Ashish.
What should
We need to go on under personal info and select suffix, and in enable we can do no and save it.
Yes, wonderful. So I have made it as a no, and I'm going to come here and save this, right? So once you have done this, so this is what your client is saying, that they do not want to see this field. And once it becomes as a save, so what I'm going to do, I am going to save you this session that I have it here. So here if I come into your this session, and after doing your this particular session that we have it here. If I refresh this, you will see suffix is not going to come, which is just below your salutation. So if I select your this session, you will see team, the suffix is not going to appear into your this session that we have it here. Right, so you can see, Ari, what is this? Ari, what is this? What has happened? What is this time? And anyhow, suffix is not coming up here. I don't know what is this. All of a sudden something happened. Okay, let's move on further. Then you can see team, your gender, what they're saying, they want to make a gender as a mandatory, right? You can see this is a required and mandatory. So if I see my gender here, which is coming, and if I open up your this session and confirm it, whether it is, you can see where is gender, you can see it is not mandatory, right? So we need to make it a mandatory. So I'm going to cancel this. Again, going to come here. Okay, who's going to tell me this time? Kishore, do you want to take it up?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Kishore.
Ashish,
Tell me.
like go to the personal info.
Okay, I'm already on.
Okay, go to that gender field.
You tell me where the gender is.
So drop down, please.
Can you see gender? Gender is here, right? Right?
Yeah, gender is here. Yeah, we need to enable this and save it and make it as yes.
No, we need, this is already enabled. This is already enabled, see.
Okay, we need to save it.
No, but we want to make it mandatory, right? Mandatory is your this option.
Okay.
This line is your mandatory, see.
Fine. Yes, we need to make it as yes.
Enable means that you want to make this wheel visible into your screen. Okay.
Okay.
So you have this gender, so I'm going to make it here as a yes.
Oh, yes, mandatory. Okay.
Yes, so I'm going to save this. And if you save this session, you will see your it's taking lots of time to save. I don't know why it is taking lots of time to save. So you have your this session, and after your this session that you have it, you will see your your gender, that which we have it here, is going to come as mandatory. So if we come into your this, and after coming into your this session, you will see your personal data, and if I select your this today's date, confirm it, and you can see gender is coming up here as a mandatory. Okay, I would really appreciate if you can mute yourself. Sure, can you mute yourself? Right. So here you can see your gender, which is coming up here. So in this case, you can have it your gender. So like this, you can see your gender, and the last thing that we have it here, which is your pick list. Right, so we have it a pick list. Let's see with the citizenship, right? Do they have a citizenship? They don't have any citizenship here. They have a citizenship here. No, they don't have any citizenship here also, right? Oh, they don't have a. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's add a this pick list into your salutation. You can see Mr., Mrs., and Miss, right? So I'm going to add a Miss here. So how are we going to do that? So first thing, you will come into your detail, and you can see your this pick list code, which is coming up here, which is, what is that? Okay, let me open up your first detail because it's not suffix into your this section. If I select your detail, okay, you can also make it your up and down team, whichever field way you want it here. This is a label. If you want to make it here as a TCS suffix, so you can come here and save it here. It will start showing your TCS suffix that you have it here. So here, once it saves here, you will see that your TCS suffix, it will start showing up there. So you will have it your all these session. It will start showing your TCS suffix that we have it here. So here we have it your TCS suffix, and okay, it's taking too much time to save. So again, if I come into your this session and if I refresh this, so you will see that it will start coming as a suffix, as a TCS suffix, right? This was just to show you how your label is coming up here, right? Let me remove this because nobody will keep a name like this, right? So I'm going to again make a correction, and I'm going to remove your this session here, and then I'm going to save this. So with this, it will remove my this detail that we have it here. So with your this session that we have it here, it is your this session. So all your this detail that we have it into your this session, you will see it will start coming into your this session. So if I refresh your this detail, you will see that in your this session you will start working into your this section that we have it here. So here if I come into your this session, you will see salutation has been removed, right? Okay, so what I was talking about, how to add a your pick list, right? So in your pick list, how you're going to do, you have this salutation, and you can see your your object code reference. It is coming up here as a pick list, is also coming up here as a salutation, right? So you have a salutation which is coming up here. So in your this salutation, what you're going to do, team, you're going to come into your admin center, and into your admin center, what you're going to do, you're going to download your pick list. So you have it your pick list, so pick list management here, right? So if you download your pick list management, and your pick list management, you will have to export your all pick list. So export your all pick lists, include export all pick lists including the system generated job code. This will take lots of time because you have somewhere around 4,000. This is already downloaded. Okay, so it has already downloaded. So let's just what happened, let's just come to my screen, and you will see that it has downloaded. That was quite fast, because in none of my previous batches, I have ever exported so fast your pick list. So if I come here and if I pick list here, so here you will see your this pick list which is coming up here, and you will see your this section, and in your this section that you have it here, this is a pick list data which is coming up, right? Here you will find your salutation. So here you have it your salutation, and you can see there are 3 record, right? 1 2 3. Why? So this is only 3 record which you can see it is coming, Mr., Mrs., and, right? So same way here also, team, what you can do, if you want to add it a one more line, you can add it into your insert. You can add your salutation. You can add it here, this number which is 1795. Then this is your -7, and this is your active. You can add your miss here. This is again -1, and this is your country specific data that which is coming up here. Let me show that to you. So you have it for US, China, Great Britain, then I don't know what is all, Russia, Canada, right? So you have it like this, you have it your this session. So in that case, by default, just copy your miss and put it here. That's it. We don't need to do anything. By default, you just copy and put that here. Save your this session, team. And once you save your this session, so where we have it here, let me close your this detail, save it. And once you have saved this, what I'm going to do, import pick list. Are all the pick lists new? In order to import an existing pick list, you must export the particular pick list, modify the pick list. Second, import the modified pick list. Yes or no? Are all the pick lists new? No. Import the default pick list. So are all the pick list new? In order to import an existing pick list, you must, one, export the particular pick list. Second, modify the pick list. Third, import the modified pick list. Okay, so we have taken as a no. So I'm going to select my file. So my file which I come here, into your pick list. So here I have it, your pick list data. I'll select my this file, which you can see it has been selected, and I'm going to submit it here. So once you submit it, you will, I'm not sure team how much time this will take, because this one is almost 4,000 plus data. So I really doubt if they will do it today. So now with this, we have also done with your employee data workbook that we have it here. All right, so now what is that? So tomorrow we're going to see your how you can work on your XML. Okay, so that's your tomorrow's topic which we're going to, but team, you need to practice into your both the workbook that we have it. So practice into your the system. Okay, any update on this? I don't know what team, this will not update today, so let's not waste time, because I know it's 4,000 plus data. It will not happen today. Any question anybody has it into today's session, because we finish it out with both the section, and then we will tomorrow we will cover that XML into your manage organization pay and job structure. Yes team.
Ashish, first question is, this is under employment object, the one that you just after foundation object. This
Yes.
comes under employment object.
Yes. So you can see there is a two sheet, right? One is a foundation object, another is a employment data, right? You can see
Employment, and this is, and your workbook says employee data. So is there a difference?
no, it's the same difference. What I have written here, employment data, right? So it's the same thing. Here what they have written, employee, no, I think I would have removed that particular text here. This is employee. Oh, it's the same thing. Take it in the same thing. There's nothing difference. All right, so
Okay.
with this your this part also and your this part also, it is into your one sheet that we have done it here.
So you have explained both employment object and personal object.
Yes, because both are your succession data only, correct?
Okay. And Ashish, so this pick list, the entire process that you just showed us, importing the pick list and then adding a row. So I mean, in the employment object, we cannot add a pick list like we did in the foundation object.
Okay. The major changes, Himani, your Hemlata, it is going to come into your foundation object. Your company will not ask you to make much changes into your employment data. It's a very rare information is going to come into this session. All right, because this is already, oh, there is something has happened. There is all these error which is coming up here, team. You can see there are so many error which has come here. Let's see whether this has taken up here or not. If I refresh this, so if I see my data which is going to come here or not, so if I update your, I doubt it will take, because there are so many error which is coming up here. So if I look for what was salutation, right? Okay, salutation does not have any issue. So if I check your this data, if I confirm it, salutation, you can see miss is not coming. But this is how, team, you will have to rectify all these data which is coming up here. Then I think then only it will read that here, right? This is already so many issue which is coming up here. I think that's the reason it has stopped running your pick list that we have it here. Okay, yes, coming back to your question. Yes, Hemlata.
So yes, my question was that in under employment object, under any data like employee data or the other data, if we have to add a pick list, we'll have to do like this.
Yes, you will have to do like this only. There is no.
And while importing the sheet, yeah.
Okay.
Like while importing the sheet, we saw they were obviously, like once we're importing the sheet, there it will show the already data right in the sheet, and we just want to add one line under any particular field.
Right.
So can we not just delete everything else, keep our row, whatever,
if you delete,
and then
delete everything, then you will have to create it, right?
What is that?
I think if you delete everything, the standard pick list, then you will again be required to create it, isn't it?
No. Like the sheet that you just showed us where you added the miss field, right?
Okay, right.
So can we just keep the particular field, like only keep the salutation field, add
Yes,
whatever
yes,
we
you
want
can
to
do
add,
that.
remove everything
Yes,
else?
yes, you can do that. You can see there is an option coming in this one, right? If this is only containing your one particular data. So I said, I have with all other data also, right? So in that case, what you can do, you
That
can.
also,
So
I'm assuming that it will also take less time and
yes,
probably we will also come across less errors, right?
yes. So you can see here, this is like if you want to export your data format. So here you can just have it your data format. So in this one, it will just download your data format. It will not have any data in it. All right, so
Oh,
you
that's
can, yes, so in that case, you can just, so you can see it's like, your one data, it is only showing you the format, another it is showing you export all the pick lists. So if you just format the only data, it will have only the format, it will not have any data. So you can just maintain your data in this and import it. And when you import it, you can already see it is showing that are the pick lists new? In order to import in an existing pick list, you must export the particular pick list, modify the pick list, or import it. So always select it no and then import it, because there is already some
okay.
existing pick list that you have it.
All right.
All right. Any other question, team? Now practice, team, because with practice only you'll come with issue. So practice it, and when you come with the issue, then you can ask me. And also, um tomorrow we're going to see your XML. Tomorrow's session will be only on XML, how you can work on the XML. All right. So okay, team.
Ashish, please try to send the both the recordings if possible
Sure.
tomorrow
I'll
morning.
sure I'll try to convert it and I'll send that to you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, all right,
All
yeah.
right, thanks.
Bye, team. Yeah.